Huh, so you think you're a big shot now, huh? You completed a town and moved on to the next, therefore you probably think you're ready to conquer the world. But guess what? It's all just begun. Sure, you've gained some knowledge of what the world of Earthbound might hold, what monsters lurk in the shadows. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Things are about to get weird. Oh, and that was just the beginning. My favorite town, actually. But up next is a new beast, both unfamiliar to us as a player and Ness as a character. A proverbial stepping out of one's comfort zone. And rather than just a generic calling to head south, you now have a mysterious person calling for you, beckoning for your help. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a step back. Before I talk boss, whom I haven't even named yet, I'll list off some game-enhancing finds around Tucson. The first thing to do when you arrive is to rent a bicycle from the bike shop in the northern part of town. It's free, and honestly, you only get a very, very short time in the game to use it, so take your time to enjoy it. It also allows you to move quicker. If you don't care to use it, you could always store it with Escargo Express. Maybe you want to save it for the end of the game to use. Head to the hotel and walk all the way to the western wall, talking to the man sitting at the table over and over again. Eventually, he'll give you $50. While there, go ahead and rest. Someone named Paula will be calling you in your dreams. On the way out, call your mom. If you don't call her or visit every so often, you'll get homesick, which can affect your performance in battle. Keep this in mind throughout the rest of the game. Find Mock Pizza and get their phone number. Now you can call them anytime to order a pizza, which is helpful if you need food while away from a town. Try and take a bus to Threed, and a bunch of ghosts will stop you in the tunnel, forcing the bus to turn back. Guess you can't leave Tucson yet. Meanwhile, it'll be a good idea to gain a few levels by fighting New Age retro hippies, unassuming local guys, cranky ladies, and annoying old party men around town. They're fairly easy to beat, and they give you a good amount of experience. Rest in the hotel if you need to recover. Talk to the group of guys by the theater called the Runaway Five. Apparently they're in a great deal of debt. Next, you want to head over to Polestar Preschool and talk to Paul's parents. Turns out she's been missing, so naturally you're going to want to find her. Don't forget to check upstairs for the teddy bear. These stuffed bears will sometimes take hits in your place, potentially saving your life. Head over to Berglund Park to buy a for sale sign and a copper bracelet. Now, the for sale sign can be used to sell items without having to be in a department store. It's handy because that way you don't have to drop any items while you're out of town. If you aren't using it again, go ahead and store that with Escargo Express. Want some easy cash? Here's a tip for you. Buy a couple fresh eggs at Berglund Park. If you wait around long enough, they'll turn into chickens, and you can sell them back for $98 more than what you spent on them. Repeat this process until you're tired of it for a head start on having some extra money to spend. It'll be a good idea to train while we wait for the eggs to hatch, too. Okay, so that covers most of the housekeeping in early Tucson. You've done what you needed to do. Now it's time to move forward. Head to the far left side of Berglund Park. There you'll find a hustler and thief whom attacks Ness on sight, initiating combat by leaping off the roof of his hideout. And this brings us to this episode's boss, Everdred. Everdred, whose full name is Al Everdred, according to the player's guide, is a husky, middle-aged man with a small black hat, glasses, and mustache. He wears what looks like an orange Hawaiian shirt. His Japanese name, Tonchiki, means dimwit, numbskull, cretin, dingbat, dum-dum, loggerhead, dolt, fool. You get the point. Now, we don't know Everdred's intentions until after you battle him, so let's cover that first. Everdred has some strong attacks, but if you have high enough level, this should be fairly easy. Use PSI Rocking twice to dwindle his life down. If he's not dead, either use PSI Rocking again, or start bashing him until he falls. Keep your HP above 50 by eating food items or using PSI Life Up. Everdred will sometimes steal food items from you, like that spiteful crow did back in ONET. In battle, he occasionally wastes his turn as he knits his brow or has a big grin on his face. His standard attack and biting attack can deal moderate to high damage. Once defeated, Everdred starts talking about what led him to this moment. Yeah, I'm Everdred, boss of Berglund Park. When I jumped off the roof, I twisted my ankle. Anyway, I lost, and nothing will change that. You know you're pretty strong. Yeah, I know that you want to find out about a girl named Paula. She went off to a secret lair in Peaceful Rest Valley. A chubby boy and a weird guy in a blue outfit have kidnapped her, though. They said that they're going to make Paula some sort of human sacrifice. They were definitely hardcore strange. You know, she might be gone already. You'd better hurry. If you save Paula, be sure to come back here, okay? Don't forget. It is unsure if Carpenter, who was the weird guy in the blue outfit Al described, rented the cabin from Everdred or simply used it without his permission, even though Everdred is aware it's being used. He seems reluctant to oppose the usage of the cabin, probably because he finds the members involved in the cult hardcore strange and is intimidated by them. Regardless, it's up to you to rescue Paula and restore the status quo. Not to get ahead of things, but after Ness rescues Paula, Everdred offers to make Ness his partner, though the criminal knows Ness will turn it down. Instead, he gives Ness a wad of bills, totaling of $10,000 in cash. That'll be what you use to pay for the release of the Runaway Five. Here's a little tidbit for you. When you return to Everdred, if Paula happens to be unconscious, Everdred will tell you to talk to her parents, and he will say come back when you have actually accomplished something. It's kind of funny, I don't know. Next time you see Al, Everdred is in Forside, which is 2 cities from now, where he's laying wounded outside of Jackie's cafe. Now, part of me thinks that Everdred and Frank Fly may have crossed paths at some times, maybe worked together, I don't know. Nothing in-game points to that, but seeing that they both live fairly close, are both sketchy figureheads that eventually help the party, I don't know. I feel a similar vibe between them. Also, I should note that Everdred has an unconscious sprite in the game code that we never see in the actual game. Some people have speculated that he may have been part of your party for a short while in early drafts of the game. So there you go, our first twosome boss and some fairly heavy plot points leading forward. Everdred isn't the biggest of heavy hitters like a Sanctuary boss might be, but a rookie player might still have some issues with him, so don't underestimate his abilities. With a little practice and the right level, you'll be fine. Give me a comment down below letting me know what you think of Everdred, or maybe something you've learned from this video. If you like this series, think about subscribing. We have like 20 more of these episodes coming up, so there's plenty of content for you. Well, see you next Friday for when we confront Paula's captor, Mr. Carpainter. Glad to see you've reached the end of the video. I'm very much enjoying making these. Hopefully you've been following along, maybe playing the game at the same time. Check out the playlist on the left to see more boss videos, and the video on the right will be another unique Earthbound video for you. Enjoy!